Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Okay. I don't know how I can stress you have to be able to take care of yourself. I understand not everybody has special abilities. I understand that. That's why I come up with the three-man militia. Together, you can at least hold your own, and with other three-man militias, there's no limit what you can do. And, okay, I already told you when I went to the border and they screwed me over financially. I got the wrong end on that one. They got me on that one. That was one defeat I had. So, but I told you I had one local person with me, and he was scared the whole time. I mean, it was, he's crossed that border many times. This is the first time he had trouble, and I had trouble. And so, like I say, I'm not sure if it was because we were together or what, but it was a bad situation. Okay. I got this one gal that I was seeing. He's probably about 50 years old, and he's in Guatemala City now. That's where he lives. And now they tell me he's got problems. I haven't got into the details of the problems yet. But these, and I'm talking about problems, I'm talking about bad threats. Now I don't know how bad, like you gotta remember, when you haven't faced problems, these type of problems, then any little thing is going to upset you. I mean, it's going to really rock your boat. I mean, your comfort zone has been jerked out from underneath you, and that is what's happened. And I say, he's, like I say, he's here locally. This is, like I say, these people don't travel around much down here. Why? Because they want to stay in their comfort zone. But sometimes your comfort zone is shaken, and his is. Now, I'm not sure why they told me all this. I'm thinking that they think that I'm gonna whoosh, and everything is gonna be good. It doesn't work that way. It's called taking personal responsibility. I don't know. I say they just told me last night, and so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure how they're planning on handling it. I know they screwed up already, and that is they called the police. They have the police involved. I've told you, Videoland, that down here, I know for a fact that 1/3, could be as much as a half or more, of crime is law enforcement related. In other words, they are the bad guys. They play both sides of the fence. You got to remember, they're the ones with the guns. So I'm not sure how some of them I know they're issued weapons. And I don't know if some of them have their own weapons or not, and they take them home and they use them for doing their crime. But what I'm saying is, when the shit happens to you, and then you do stupid things like call the police. And I even tell people in the United States, you don't call the police. Once there's a police report on it, and you've made this report, now you've lost your option to do anything. In other words, if your neighbor was doing something and you thought it was inappropriate and you dial 911 like a snitch, and now you've just caused hard feelings. Now, as it escalates, now it might get to the point where, I don't know how bad it can get, but it can get to the point where your neighbor's beating on your door. And then now you shoot through the door and you get him. And now there's a police report saying that you've got hard feelings towards your neighbor. So, in other words, you're screwed. There's no, and I wouldn't even look at it as self-defense. You've already called the police. You're too weenie to handle this situation yourself. So you call the police. Now, what the hell you expect the police to do? I mean, you think, you're just like little kids. I remember my little kids, they'd start hitting each other, pushing each other, getting back and forth. And it was their fault. Oh, no, it was their fault. What kind of crap is that? You haven't learned how to handle this shit by now? I taught my kids how to handle that shit when they were little kids. I'm not going to get involved in their little old tormenting each other. Correct it. Okay, you need to learn how to do this stuff. You need to take steps to learn. I have given you illustrations on how to be nice, using manners, how to communicate, how to use weapons. Everything you need to know is you can find it on the internet. If nothing else, you can look at my stuff. Okay. Now, once you snitch on somebody, that's it. So, I don't know what they want me to do with this guy. Like I say, the brother's having the problem. Okay, now, I can lead him to weapons. I can teach him how to use them. He's already messed with the cops. If he does anything, it's going to come back to him and it's going to come back to me. So, there goes a cop talking about cops. And so, what I'm saying is take the information that's available to you, learn how to use it. I've taught you how to bribe. You can bribe your damn neighbor. There's things you can do before they get out of hand. And you need to do this kind of stuff. Now, just to let you know how screwed up things are down here. I'll tell you, it's funny. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos where you see the guys on the motorcycle and they got this bright orange vest with their license tag number on there, and the helmets. They make them wear helmets, they make them wear the vest, and even the helmet has got your license tag number on it. Okay, they do that because what they do down here, and that's why everybody's got their windows tinted. Okay, but what they'll do is you're at a stop sign or a stoplight, not a stop sign, they don't stop at stop signs, but at a stoplight, they'll pull up in between the cars, and there'll be two people on the motorcycle, and they got another law too, only one person on the motorcycle. So they'll pull up there, and the guy driving, and the guy behind him will pull a gun and stick it in the people's face and rob them. And then they just drive off. All right, now see, that's what happens when you have gun control. See, if you do that with my car, you're going to get shot. Okay, so it's not going to work. Okay, so here it is, the government trying to protect the people. So now, when they made this law, so now you have to have this vest and the helmet, and because you can't see the little license tag number to report them, like you're going to get a license tag number. I don't get no license tag numbers. I don't have no description. All there is somebody laying there on the ground when the time I get done. So go ask him for some kind of license tag number and go make a description off of that guy. But see, you're focused on doing the policeman's work. Okay, here's the description, here's his license tag number. If I have a license tag number and description, I don't need a cop. I'll hunt the sucker down myself. But that's not the point. You've got to take personal responsibility. Now, when they made this law about all this vest and all this kind of stuff, so then it stops the people from getting robbed like that. Now what happens is people grab people on a motorcycle and they rob him. They take his motorcycle and his vest and they go rob people. So now they've added more people getting victimized. You have to take personal responsibility. I've given you everything you need to avoid problems. Avoid problems at any cost. But there's times when the guy's on the motorcycle sticking the gun in your face. You can't avoid. Sometimes you just can't avoid it. Then you need to have a plan on what you can do. At least have a plan on others that you can go to for help. I say, now this guy, they've told me the brother can't leave his house. His family and him cannot leave the house. 50 years old and you can't leave the house. You're shitting me. How do you become that much of a chicken shit? I just do not understand. Now, I'm telling you all this so then you will motivate yourself. I say, I don't care if you're not into guns. I don't care if you don't know a damn thing about them. I told you what kind of guns to get. The Hammerless 38 Smith & Wesson and a couple boxes of ammunition. You're going to be shooting that a lot. And an AK-47 with a case of ammunition. It's not that hard. At least you have the equipment. Now, in time of need, you can find somebody. The best thing is go out and learn how to use this stuff, because both of those are easy to use. Once you learn how to use it, you don't need to practice. All you need to do is know how to use the damn thing. Now, when the time comes, find someone that will show you the tactics that's needed. And there's even tactics on the internet, you know. So you can find out all this kind of stuff. But you need to take the action. Don't wait for things to go bad. And you know, don't wait till you get sick. You start getting healthy now. That's what's called wellness. So you don't get sick. Because when you're sick, you won't be able to defend yourself. You'll be out of shape. You won't be able to move. You won't be able to do what you need to do. You have to take steps. You have to. Now. The time is getting close where you won't have no choice. You're gonna have to do something. And I'll tell you, if you're not gonna take personal responsibility, you're gonna be a snitch. And I'll tell you, snitches don't last either. That's not a way of life. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.